Wow. Actually, super surprised. Why did I say that like Owen Wilson? Wow. I'm super surprised that we haven't actually talked about this yet. Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island. Premiering first in 1998, it showcased something Scooby-Doo never really tackled before, and that was trying to actually be good for once. Okay, look, seriously, I've never liked Scooby-Doo, and I'm surprised so many people like him now, I think. It's sort of a testament of how shoving as much of a product down your throat as possible can make it pretty much last forever, as Scooby-Doo has lasted since around the 70s all the way till today, with the latest iteration of Scooby-Doo being everyone's favorite. Or not. But let's forget about all that and talk about pretty much everyone's childhood favorite, Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island. I think most people can unanimously agree that Zombie Island was the shit, even if you weren't a fan of Scooby-Doo stuff. In fact, I don't even think I've ever met anyone that didn't like this movie. I think it's been made clear that this is a highly lauded Scooby-Doo animated film and by far one of the best. In fact, it's so popular that it got a sequel. We're not gonna talk about that one at all. And part of the main reason, if not the biggest reason, that this is the most popular Scooby-Doo flick is the simple fact that it's the realest one. I'm talking real in the sense of danger and narrative and paranormal bullshit, etc, etc. Even that animation style emulates a sort of grounded realness that pretty much no other Scooby-Doo film has ever replicated. Save, of course, for one particular film, but yeah. Maybe some other time. Now let's get into the actual meat of this film and talk about the whole premise. Scooby-Doo and the gang have just wrapped up their final mystery, proving once again that the monster... This has gotten the gang pretty jaded as they've gone separate ways to follow new careers to hopefully fulfill their curiosity and passions. Unfortunately, this too has proven to be pretty vapid, as all of them really aren't too happy. But as Daphne announces that she'll be going coast to coast, solving the biggest mysteries in America, Fred uses this opportunity to get the gang back together for one last adventure. The gang solves the usual mysteries, getting increasingly disappointed by each one because they're all fake, until they find a young woman by the name of Lena Dupree, who informs them of her very real and very haunted home, Moonscar Island. It's here we see the gang take on real paranormal shit like ghosts and zombies, and I gotta admit, man, the first ghost scene was the shit. That's really fucking scary. I mean, genuinely, it scared me as a kid. That is no exaggeration. It's really creepy and super well done, the way this ghost is portrayed, writing creepy letters on the wall, levitating Velma, which was pretty much my sexual awakening into nerdy shy girls, and best of all, was probably the very first recorded example of an animated analog horror. No, seriously, Fred captures this on tape, and when they play it back, we get this super creepy moment where they could see the ghost of Captain Moonscar writing on the wall. It is so fucking creepy, but really stupid when you really think about the technicalities. But let's suspend our belief for a moment and really appreciate this scene. But you know, that's not the only thing that's creepy. Genuinely, this entire film, right as soon as they land on Moonscar Island, ups the stakes. I mean, Shaggy and Scooby almost die multiple times, and they don't do no cartoon getaway to solve their problems. They genuinely have to deal with some real shit and solve most of it realistically. And that's what the fuck I've been saying about horror for years now. If you make the situations real and not cartoonishly stupid, you can get some genuine terror and horror by just being grounded. The reason why some movies fail nowadays in scaring their audience is because they're so focused on the effects and the in-your-face spooks, when really sometimes you just need to make everything real, you know? And I guess for a lot of people, being real means being boring, but we can clearly see, even in Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island, being real adds so much. It adds drama, it adds to the comedy, it adds suspense, and of course, it adds to the spooks. Now, of course, more mystical mumbo-jumbo happens towards the end of the film that really seems far more cartoonish and silly, but hey, at the end of the day, it's still a kid's movie about Scooby-Doo, not a real horror film, but the in-between stuff is so memorable, especially the zombie stuff, which is just so scary and otherworldly. Like, it's crazy just how real they get with this. Like, these aren't animatronics or actors or hallucinations, or... We're not going to acknowledge that. No, fuck it. Yeah, we are. Okay, we'll acknowledge it for a second. Zombie Island 2, yes, the sequel, fucking ruins this movie. They said apparently that they weren't real zombies, like they were hallucinations or some shit like that. Like, really? Who cares? Honestly, who cares? The point is, Zombie Island 1 fucking rocks, and no sequel, no matter how canon it wants to make itself, is not gonna ruin that for me. It's certainly not gonna ruin the killer soundtrack, which I can't play much of due to copyright. Yet, if you guys want to check out Zombie Island for yourself, go ahead and do so. It's genuinely an incredible film, and it's spooky, and it's just so much fun. And dude, I have it playing in the background right now of this recording. I'm not even joking. I love this film a ton. It's so memorable. It's so atmospheric. It really brings in the Halloween spirit, man. It's just wonderful. Check it out. I'm sorry that this isn't super informative. I just wanted to gush about a movie I really liked, and I hope you guys appreciated that. Okay, bye. See you tomorrow.